The Lagina brothers, Marty and Rick Lagina, have been exploring the hidden treasures of Oak Island for over 2 centuries. Their quest began when they read an article in Reader's Digest about the infamous Money Pit, which has sparked curiosity worldwide. The brothers have been drawn to the island by tales of hidden riches that have remained out of reach for over 2 centuries. The Money Pit is an intricately constructed pit filled with logs at various levels and possibly other materials like coconut fibers. When treasure hunters think they've reached the bottom, flood tunnels, supposedly built by the original constructor, let in water from the Atlantic Ocean. This ingenious design has prevented many from reaching whatever lies at the bottom. However, the Lagina brothers discovered a sunken ship near the Money Pit, confirmed by experts to be from the early 1700s, indicating human activity on the island for over 400 years. The Lagina brothers' interest in the island and its treasures has been burning for more than a decade. Their exploration led to a documentary that highlights their search and uncovers a long structure, thought to be the notorious Dunfield's Labyrinth from 1938. The documentary is full of intriguing questions and thoughts, and it will help the Lagina brothers contribute to the ongoing story of the island and its hidden treasures. In 2006, archaeologists working at the South Shore Cove on the island made a cool find. They stumbled upon what looked like an old road made of logs, known as a corduroy road because it resembled the fabric of the same name. As they dug deeper, it became obvious that this wasn't just any old road, but a really ancient one. They found several logs, some of which turned out to be much older cedar wood. After doing some carbon dating on the wood, the results confirmed that these logs were cut long before anyone officially started searching or settling on the island. This discovery was a big deal because it suggested there was significant activity on the island way earlier than previously thought. However, the archaeologists faced a setback when bad weather hit, damaging the road. They had to rebuild it quickly to protect the logs so they could study them more the next year. Despite the weather damage, the samples from the wood already told an important story. They indicate that the swamp might be preserving metal objects better than other parts of the island, renewing their interest and making them more eager to explore further. Jack Begley discusses the challenge of finding metal near the Money Pit, while Lot 5 has been especially difficult to search. An archaeological team is carefully studying a circular stone foundation, hoping to find out its age and purpose. Archaeologist Jamie Cuba joins the team, bringing new ideas and insights to the excavation. He focuses on a mysterious old stone structure, offering his own interpretations that change how the team understands the site's history. The diverse artifacts they find seem to support this, including a lead token from the 14th century, Venetian glass beads dating from the 1500s to the 1650s, and metal tools linked to historical figures. All these items hint at the rich and varied past of Oak Island. Throughout the day, Jamie outlines the boundaries of the old foundation, while Jack eagerly helps out. Jeff is focused on figuring out how this newly found foundation fits into the larger story of Oak Island. The team finds pieces of brick, pottery, and glass, giving important clues about how the site was used in the past. As they dig further, Jamie notices that the soil is unusually dense, hints at the possible presence of well-preserved structures or objects nearby. With growing curiosity and excitement about what they might find, the team works harder on the excavation. Each piece they uncover, no matter how small, could reveal a new layer of Oak Island's story. As they gather around a new find similar to one they discovered back in 2019 near a spot called H8, the air is filled with excitement. Archaeologist Fiona Steele adds to the moment. The discovery of the ancient Portuguese stone road on Oak Island has been a significant part of New World history, providing a model for future research into the history of the New World before the 19th century. The road's construction matches well with historical events and artifacts discovered around it, particularly British coins. The discovery has opened up new chapters in our exploration for connections to the ancient ancestors of Polynesia. The road is roughly 3 feet wide and has been built in sections, sometimes with a single layer of stones, sometimes with several. The edges are neatly lined with large basalt slabs, which are then packed in with smaller stones and organic material. the road's widest point at the water's edge, where it's shaped by wave action during high surf, exposes parts of the underlying chocolate-brown sand cliffs and the road's stone structure, now partly underwater. The discovery is not just about finding an old road. It's about piecing together how advanced the builders were in their planning and execution, showing a sophisticated understanding of engineering and local environmental conditions. The stone road's construction reveals a lot about the capabilities and intentions of its creators, offering insights into the technological and cultural advances of the time. The team is eagerly continuing their treasure hunt, driven by their passion and growing curiosity about what the treasure might be and where it could be hidden. Thanks to their meticulous research, the team has formed several theories about the nature of the treasure, backed by various pieces of evidence. One prominent idea suggests that the treasure could be connected to the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar were historically known for amassing and hiding valuable items. They came under sudden and intense scrutiny on October 13, 1307, when the French King Philip arrested members of the Templar Order. Many Templar Knights escaped to Scotland, particularly to the county of New Ross, which is quite close to the island. Sir Henry Sinclair, a 14th century political prisoner and a known Templar associate, fled to Nova Scotia, and his travels and activities in the area are marked by intriguing stone carvings found in Westford, Massachusetts, and Newport, Rhode Island, suggesting Templar activity. The theory holds that the Templar treasure was initially kept in Scotland, and they would have made efforts to relocate their treasure to a safer place. Further investigations on the Orne Islands by Alexander St. Clair, a knight and descendant of Sinclair, appear to have been aimed at exploring the most effective methods to transport the treasure back to Scotland. The treasure hunt on the island of Nova Scotia is not just about financial gain, but also about connecting present-day discoveries with historical events and figures. This connection enriches the search, providing a deeper meaning and context to the search. Each clue uncovered feels like a direct line to the past, offering insights into the lives and actions of those who came before. Connecting the treasure hunt to the Knights Templar adds a new layer, mixing history with exciting legends that fuel the team's drive. The hunt has gathered a wide audience, encouraging a wider discussion about the implications of such discoveries, how they are handled, and what they mean for our understanding of history. As new technologies and methods become available, the team integrates these tools into their search, refining their strategies and approaches in hopes of finally uncovering the long-sought-after treasure. The search for treasure is more than a mere treasure hunt. It is a complex exploration of history, technology, and human curiosity. Each step taken on the island is a step back in time, a piece fitting into the vast jigsaw of human history. The Lagina brothers and their team continue their quest, not only looking for treasure, but also for connections to our shared past, making every find a valuable piece of the larger historical picture. At the Chapel of Rosslyn excavation site, a new team joined in and discovered that the entrance was cleverly rigged with traps, including a water tunnel leading all the way to the sea. This intriguing twist adds weight to a well-thought-out idea about the island's past that the Lagina group has been piecing together from their research. Rob McInnes, a filmmaker and writer active in Newfoundland, has been collecting stories about the Sinclair family's history, offering rich insights to the Lagina group and adding depth to the island's history. Despite the close proximity of the island to the mainland, these discoveries seem within reach. Digging up places like the Stone Road will be challenging and complicated, with many potential setbacks. The history of Oak Island, a small island in Nova Scotia, has become part of the wider historical tapestry. However, the complex and confusing history of the island is often due to the reckless search for rumored riches, which has led to severe damage and irreversible loss of structures. The recent burst of activity on Oak Island has brought to light its potential, uncovering a new and rich layer of history. A proper archaeological approach could transform the current treasure hunt mindset into a more respectful and scientifically sound exploration of the island's rich historical layers. By treating the island not just as a treasure trove, but as a historical site with valuable lessons about the past, we might uncover insights about the people who came to the island long ago, their lives, and their purposes. Proper excavation and careful handling of artifacts could provide a clearer picture of the island's past, contributing to a more comprehensive understanding of its historical context. This would not only enrich our knowledge, but also ensure the preservation of this part of Nova Scotia's heritage for future generations to study and appreciate. Oak Island is just one of many islands with rich histories and legends of hidden treasures, calling out to those who seek adventure and discovery. These islands are not just stunning to look at, but also steeped in history, drawing in explorers and adventurers eager to uncover fabled treasures. Norman Island in the British Virgin Islands, for example, is famous for its links to old pirate stories and is thought to have inspired Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. The island features places like Privateer Bay and Money Bay, named to reflect its adventurous past. Frigate Island in the Seychelles, another hotspot for pirate activity, is said to have hidden a massive treasure there, including the Golden Cross of Goa he seized. Despite many searches over the years, this treasure remains unfound. Besides its pirate history, Frigate Island dazzles with its stunning natural beauty, featuring lush greenery, untouched beaches, and a wealth of wildlife. Ile Sainte-Marie, off Madagascar's coast, was another favorite among pirates in the 17th and 18th centuries. Many believe that huge treasures were stashed on the island, and treasure hunters still scour the area hoping to find these riches. Cocos Island, off Costa Rica's coast, is famous for its tales of hidden pirate loot, and the Galapagos Islands are well known for their unique animals and Charles Darwin's research. In the Caribbean, Roatan Island off Honduras has its share of treasured regions like Oak Island. Additionally, the ongoing mystery of Oak Island itself remains incomplete. Marty suggests that if the Vikings traveled as far south as Nova Scotia, there is every reason to believe they could have reached Oak Island. If they were moving down the Atlantic coast, stopping at places rich in resources, Oak Island might have been a perfect spot for a pit stop or more significant settlement. The question is not just whether they visited, but what they might have left behind. Doug introduces a fascinating tidbit that changes the whole narrative. The sagas mention Norse interactions with the Pope. The Norse were known to interact with European powers, and the Catholic Church, with its influence and reach, often played a central role in exploration and land claims. If the Pope and the Norse had a connection, it is not unreasonable to think the Vikings could have been part of a larger operation involving the Knights Templar. On Oak Island, traces of European activity dating back to the 13th century make the timeline more cohesive. Many of the sagas and records from this time are tied to the Catholic Church, which was not just a spiritual power, but also deeply political, and had a vested interest in expanding its influence westward. If the Norse were working under or alongside the Church, their travels to places like Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, or even Oak Island could have been part of a larger plan. The team at L'Anse aux Meadows is exploring the possibility of connecting medieval Vikings to Oak Island, a North American mystery. They met Ragnar, a blacksmith trained in Viking-era techniques, who provided technical expertise on tools and materials from the Viking Age. Mark, a metallurgist with 25 years of experience, helped frame the question at hand. Could the Vikings have left artifacts or signs on Oak Island? Inspired by this possibility, they started digging the next morning on the southern shore, where they believed they might find a wooden pathway, historically known as a slipway, connected to a structure called Shaft 9. Rick, Marty, and their team recently stumbled upon something that might be the most important find of the year on Oak Island. A new discovery near the Money Pit was found, suggesting that there were once man-made structures on the island. Along with the wood, they found a lot of clay, which the team thinks played a crucial role in keeping the wood in good condition. They wonder about the huge effort and time that must have gone into building these structures over 160 years ago. The team is hopeful that this recent find will lead them straight to the exact location of Shaft 9, greatly advancing their quest. Understanding this landmark is essential for mapping out the network of underground tunnels and advancing the broader search for treasures on Oak Island. The past week was a roller coaster of emotions for Rick, Marty, and their team, starting with significant setbacks that dampened their spirits. Yet, they ended on a high note with the discovery of a long-forgotten searcher's shaft, which reignited their hopes. This discovery suggested they might be close to finding the original money pit, a legendary site rumored to hold vast riches. If they were to uncover a centuries-old vault filled with priceless treasures like gold and precious stones, it would be a monumental discovery that would not only validate their years of effort and dedication to the search, but could also change historical understandings. The team at Oak Island, led by Rick Lagina and Gary Drayton, was on a mission to uncover the legendary treasures believed to be hidden in the money pit. They discovered Shaft 9, a shaft that was 6 feet by 12 feet long and was believed to have been used in the construction of the shaft. This discovery raised questions about the methods and strategies used by past treasure hunters on Oak Island. Rick Lagina's methodical approach to the digging process was evident as he focused on detailed documentation and precise measurement to guide future efforts. With this new evidence, the team worked diligently to understand the full significance of their latest finds on Oak Island. As they began measuring Shaft 9, they were excited to check if the dimensions of the shaft matched those recorded in the 1850s. Upon measuring, they found that the shaft's dimensions were exactly as the old documents had recorded, providing a strong clue in their long search. However, the team remained cautious due to the site's significant changes over the years due to numerous digging efforts. As they dug deeper, they started finding more clues that could lead to big discoveries about Oak Island. Following more in-depth digging, they made a critical discovery. They found a connection between Shaft 9 and the ancient wooden slipway. This confirmation that they had indeed located Shaft 9 was a major milestone in their quest for the money pit and the legendary treasures believed to be hidden there. The presence of wooden crossbeams on top of the tunnel confirmed its age and original purpose. Now, with a direct connection to the slipway confirmed, the team had concrete evidence that they were exploring the tunnel referred to by Dan Henske. The week after this significant find, Rick Lagina and Gary Drayton went back to the triangular-shaped swamp on Oak Island, eager to delve deeper. The current conditions allowed for a more detailed search, and they carefully navigated through the area, looking for any signs of human-made structures or significant artifacts that could shed light on the swamp's historical importance. Gary's metal detector buzzed near the water's edge, indicating their method might be paying off. Rick started digging at that spot, and before long, they unearthed a ring from the swamp. This seemingly simple ring could be crucial in understanding more about their findings on Oak Island. 2 days after uncovering more of the stone-paved structure in the swamp, Rick Lagina and geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner were back at the site,